What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be previewing the game against North Melbourne on Saturday afternoon. Let's get into it. So before we do jump straight into it, of course, all my merch is still out. I've only got 4 cups left. I don't have them on me. I've only got 4 cups left, so get in before I have to make another shipment for those. Hats are coming. I just got an update today. They're a couple of weeks away, so if you've ordered a hat, thank you so much. I sent out a bunch of stuff on Friday last week, so you should all start receiving those soon if you've ordered them. But let's get into this game. So on Saturday afternoon, Collingwood take on North Melbourne, and it is going to be one of those games. Let me tell you, I've got a funny feeling, not that we'll lose, but I've got a funny feeling that North are going to put up a fight. There's a lot of civil unrest at North Melbourne at the moment. A lot of things going on. They've lost 11 straight games by 47 plus points. Not even the Giants or Gold Coast in their inception were doing that. So they are a bit of a shambles at the moment. And we know our Pies love coming up against teams that are a shambles because they tend to play their best when they verse us. That's just a classic Collingwood trope. It's a grand final when anyone versus us. So we've got to be prepared for that. I'll give you my prediction straight up. I don't think we're going to win by, Geelong beat them by 112 points last week. We need a good percentage booster. A 112 point win would be huge. I don't think we're going to do it. But, they could prove me wrong. If we can kick straight, we'll win by 100 points, but I don't see that happening. But in regards to the game, look, I don't want to go in underestimating North Melbourne. There are a lot of people on Instagram and Twitter being like, oh, look, let's rest Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Nick Dacos, XYZ. Bring in the kids. We have to win these games. Every game from here on out is a must win. I know that's a little bit weird to say that it's a must win and we're kind of sort of solidified in that top 8. I think we're 2 games out into the top 8. But if we want to get that top 8 position locked in, we need at least 13 wins. And they can come in the next 3 weeks, or they can be sporadic over the next 6 or 7 weeks. So last week we played the Gold Coast Suns and we just came away with the win in the last quarter. Yes, we were up a little bit. Gold Coast kind of came back, but the Suns have been very hard to play against Metricon. What Stewie do is doing to that Gold Coast side is phenomenal. Hopefully they make finals this year, but even if they don't, they've been a very competitive side, and I thought we were going to go in versing 22 Ablets, and we kind of did it at some points. We proved that we are in the position we are because we have that belief, because, we have that never say die spirit, and I love that about the Pies. We showed that in the last, 10, 12 minutes of that last quarter to go on and win the game after being 10 points down. So that fight, we have to bring it into this North Melbourne game. And yes, like I said, they did lose by 110 points or whatever it was last week. They have been getting smashed out of the park, but you can never take a team lightly. We've seen upsets left, right, and centre. West Coast winning a couple of weeks ago, them beating us when we thought we were going to win by 50, 60 points. So you can't rest players. You have to take teams seriously. I wouldn't play Darcy Moore. I know we're saying take him seriously, but after hyperextending his knee, give Darcy Moore a week's spell. We're going to need him against the guys in Adelaide. We're going to need him against the guys in Essendon as well. Give him a week's rest. In comes... I'd go Will Kelly. Will Kelly has had 2 weeks in the VFL after an injury. Come out, show us. He needs to play senior footy. And what better team to play against than the Kangaroos? They've got Larky, they've got Zerha. Will Kelly, he's a fullback now, or he's in the back line now. Let him in there. Let us see what he can do at senior level. Stop waiting for him to get injured in the VFL. Put him into the seniors and let's see what he can do. And we can't forget that Jeremy Howe does come back. He had a bit of gastro problems or whatever that was. So he'll come back. So he'll probably likely be the more replacement, which kind of sucks my Will Kelly theory out. But look, like I'm saying, I would love Will Kelly to play. If they want to give Howe another rest, I wouldn't mind that. I would also like Josh Carmichael to debut. Would be great to debut him against North Melbourne. But again, you don't want to take players out for the sake of taking players out. If they've had a bad game, take them out. But I don't think anyone really had a bad game last week. So you're only taking out Darcy Moore because he was injured. But yeah, I would love a debut, but you can't really fault this team. That's won 6 in a row. It's absolutely fantastic. The one thing I really want to see from this game, though, and I said it last week, is we just have to kick straight. Like, we could have beaten the Gold Coast by 4, 5, 6 goals if we had just kicked straight. If we kick straight in that first quarter, if we kick straight in that second quarter, the game is over when you're, 30, 36 points up because you're kicking straight. Even GWS, 11 goals, 22. Like, if we want to, I'm not talking about winning grand finals, if we want to win at least one final or make, really solidify our spot in the top 4 or the top 6, we have to put teams to the sword. I think I'm going to have to put that on a t-shirt because that's all I've been saying since I started this channel. Put teams to the sword. When you can take your chances, take your freaking chances, because it just gets frustrating when you kick a slew of behinds after all of these good work, all of these inside 50s, for it to only go down the end and then they kick 2 or 3 goals on the trot, then you let other teams back in. Put teams to the sword and start winning by 30 plus points. I think it was someone said, I can't remember who, our 5th or 6th game this season that we've won by 11 points or under. So I'd love to just, like I said, sit back, relax, win by over 30 points, please. But as long as we get the 4 points, albeit I'm happy, but still, I don't want to work that hard for 4 points, if you know what I'm saying. What I would like to see as well, not so much resting players, because, like I said, you can't take the Roos lightly. I would like to see a little bit of a switch up. Maybe, Nick Dacos gets even more of a run in the middle. Maybe Steele Sidebottom stays at half forward and you get someone else on the wing. Just swap the Magnus around if we're in a position to do so, because we've seen games of football won or finals and grand finals won because a coach has gone, okay, we're going to put this guy down here, this guy here. Change the board around. The other coach goes, what the hell's going on? And then you win games like that with a bit of a surprise. So maybe we see a little bit of experimenting, which I would absolutely love. Maybe Chuck Jeremy Howell half forward if you want to get a little bit picante, if you want to get a little bit spicy. But look, other than that, there's not really much to say about this game besides let's get 7 on the trot. Let's get a nice little percentage booster, but also not take the Kangaroos lightly. Like, I could have come here and said, easy. This is going to be, what am I going to do a review for? This is going to, a preview. This is going to be an easy 80-point win. Josh Dacos is going to kick 10 goals. Like, that, we know that's not going to happen. 1, because it's Collingwood. But 2, because, like I said, teams like to play like it's their grand final against us. Get in there, get the 4 points, get us a nice percentage booster. And, hopefully, I know we're 1 game out of the top 4, but man, would it be nice just jumping into that top 4, even if it is for, 1 day or 24 hours or something like that. It'll be very, very tasty. But that's it for this preview, Swoopers. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.